Hello, welcome to the English Cactus channel. Before we continue, make sure to grab your copy of the story in the video description. I never imagined that something so small, so ordinary, like a forgotten notebook under the bed, would completely change the way I saw my own son. My name is Anna, and today I want to share with you a beautiful story. It all started subtly. My son, who had always been responsible with school, began coming home a little later than usual. At first, it was just 5 or 10 minutes. He'd come home a little later than usual, a little more tired, a little quieter. "How was school, son?" "It was good, Mom." Just that. No details, no excitement. My son usually loved telling me about his classes, his favorite teacher, or how he had made the goalie miss during recess. But lately he was distant. Not rude, just reserved. I thought it might be a phase. Kids go through things we don't always understand, right? But then I began to notice other things. He started eating more quickly, sometimes skipping snacks. He went to bed earlier but seemed more tired than before. His shoes had grass stains that I hadn't seen before. And when I asked him directly, "Why are you coming home late every day?" he smiled and shrugged. "Just school stuff, Mom." My instincts told me something else was going on, but I didn't press him. Sometimes we parents get afraid of what we might hear. So instead, we pretend not to see. It was a cloudy Thursday. You know those days where you feel like organizing your life through cleaning? I walked into his room determined to tidy up everything: closet, desk, drawers, even under the bed. As I lifted his blanket and got on my knees to sweep the dust bunnies away, I found it. A worn black notebook, unlabeled, untouched, hidden like a secret. At first, I thought it was just an old school notebook, but something told me open it. The first few pages were innocent. Drawings of rockets, a poorly drawn cat. Then I saw a short list: things I want to learn. 1. To cook rice. 2. To fix a bike tire. I smiled, but as I flipped further, the tone changed. There, on the middle of a page, written in his own slightly messy handwriting, were his prayers. "God, I know I can't do much, but please help Aunt Anna feel better. The treatments make her tired. I wish she could smile like she used to." Tears welled up in my eyes. Page after page, there were heartfelt, raw, simple words. Not recited prayers, not memorized verses. Just a child talking to God. "Jesus, today I saw Mom crying in the kitchen after Dad left the house. I don't know why they fight so much. I just want us to eat dinner together and laugh again. God, please take care of Joao. He acts tough, but I know it hurts when the others make fun of him. I'm saving money to get him some shoes." I sat on his bed, notebook in hand, and just cried. He wasn't just noticing everything around him. He was feeling it deeply. And instead of complaining, he was praying. In silence, in secret. I was reading the soul of my son. A few days after I found the notebook, something kept bugging me. The prayers were clear. He was saving money to help his friend. But how was he getting this money? I went into his room again, this time to tidy up his drawers. You know the ones, full of mismatched socks and old snack wrappers. That's when I found a shoebox hidden way in the back, under some old notebooks. I opened it, not knowing what I'd find. Inside were a few folded bills. Not a huge amount, maybe $15 or $20, but for a boy his age, it felt like a small fortune. There were also a bunch of coins wrapped in a rubber band and a folded piece of paper. It read, "Almost there. Soon I'll be able to buy Joao sneakers. Thank you, Jesus." My heart started racing. Where was this money coming from? Was he selling something at school? Was someone giving him money? Was he involved in something unsafe? The mom and me started imagining 1,000 things at once. I had to find out. So I decided to go to school the next day. earlier than usual, quietly, and that's when the real secret began to unfold before my eyes. The next day, I couldn't wait anymore. I had to know the truth. I drove to his school and parked across the street, keeping a low profile. And then I saw him. There he was, wearing his hoodie, pushing a rattling old lawnmower, side by side with the school janitor. They weren't on the school grounds. They were across the street mowing lawns. One yard, then another. He wasn't getting paid by the school. He was helping the janitor after class, earning a few coins here and there. His face was flushed. His hands looked scratched. But he was smiling. And that's when I realized he had found his own mission. He had seen a need. And instead of asking for help, he stepped in to fill it. No complaining. No boasting. Just quiet, sacrificial love. I leaned back in my seat and wept like I hadn't wept in years. Not from sadness, but from a strange mix of guilt, pride, and overwhelming awe. Later that evening, I returned to the notebook and kept reading. On one page, he had written, "God, I know Mrs. Anna doesn't have much time left, but her son is so sad. I wish I could do something for him. I'm almost there. I hope Joao likes the sneakers. He pretends not to care, but I see how he lowers his head when the others laugh at him. Father in heaven, even if no one sees what I'm doing, I know you do. And that makes me happy." That night, I sat on the edge of his bed. He was reading a comic book, his feet tucked under the blanket. "Son, I found your notebook." His head snapped up. His eyes widened. "And I found the box with the money." He didn't speak right away. He just stared at his hands for a moment, then looked up at me and said, "Are you mad?" I smiled through the tears in my eyes. "No, my love. I'm amazed. You've been doing all this all on your own." He nodded slowly. I didn't know how else to help. Joao's feet hurt every time we play, and he never says anything, but I know. And Aunt Anna, she used to bring me candy after school. I miss her. His voice cracked. "And you and Dad. I just want peace, Mom. That's all." We both cried. I wrapped him in my arms and whispered, "You're the strongest boy I know, and I'm the luckiest mom in the world." That conversation changed everything. The very next day, I shared what I had discovered with my husband. We cried. We apologized. We decided to get help, not just for our marriage, but for our family. We began praying together before dinner. We started asking our son about his day, really asking. We listened more. We fought less, and we saw a change. My sister-in-law, still in her cancer battle, lit up when I told her what her nephew had been doing, praying for her every night. As for Joao, he showed up one day with brand new sneakers. He didn't say anything, but he hugged my son for a full minute in the school hallway. Later that evening, I asked, "Did you finally give him the shoes?" He just smiled and said, "Yeah, but don't tell anyone." The real secret wasn't the notebook, or the box, or the money, or even the mowing. The real secret was the kind of heart my son had. A heart that listened when the world ignored. A heart that noticed pain no one else did. A heart that prayed, not for himself, but for others. It was the kind of heart that reflects the heart of God. And isn't that what we all long for? To raise children who don't just survive this world, but change it? Children who pray when others laugh. Children who act when others hesitate. Children who carry peace into broken homes and dark hallways. That was my son, and I had almost missed it. Today, that notebook is stored like a treasure. But even more than that, it has become a symbol, a constant reminder that the greatest miracles happen in secret, that there is hope, that God is always at work, even when we don't see it. If you're a parent, look at your children with more attention. Listen beyond the words. Pray for them. They are more sensitive to God's voice than we imagine. And if you're young, Like my son, know that you can make a difference. You can be light in the darkness. You can pray, help, love, and change lives. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find stories that warm the soul, strengthen faith, and remind us of God's love in every detail. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story. And share this video with someone who needs hope today.